it's Jen again. Okay, so today we're going to talk about dividing and potting lilies and marginals and floaters and explaining the difference between the different types of plants. So, I have some marginals with me. Okay, so now, get these over here. These are water iris. Okay, they've already bloomed. I'm going to go ahead and divide them so they're like a big clump, right? It's really simple. All you have to do is literally break them in half, like that. And then you're going to have two plants. This is actually three plants. Oh, this is 1, 2 together. And then this is, I would consider this one. But it's kind of a big thing. So this is the tuber. Alright, if you don't want to put all of that in, you can break it off here. You can break it off here. Wherever the break is, you want to put that at the edge of the pot. So if I was going to pot these in a square pot, like this, put it in at the edge, like that, so it can grow across, so it has lots of room. Okay, so that's an iris. Another one, we have Arrowhead. These are gorgeous. Look at this. This is huge, okay? This thing got really tall. See the nice little arrow-looking leaves? Perfect. Now, problem is, we don't want all of these together. So, again, pulling apart. You got to be kind of careful with these, mainly because you can rip it with the iris. You might have to cut. Okay, so I'm going to pull apart. So I have 1 and 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's 4 separate plants. Now, if you don't have enough room in your pond for all of those, get some friends, give them some some of your marginals. You can join a garden club, see if anybody needs them. You could post them online. I don't know. You have to know exactly what it is to be able to say what it is. So if it's an arrowhead versus arum, there's a difference. If you have water lilies that need to be divided, if you don't know specifically what it is, like you don't have the tag that said it was Madame Wilfranconaire or Texas Dawn or one of those, you would basically be like, it's a white lily or it's a yellow lily or whatever. Okay, so that's that. Floaters, like this wonderful little hyacinth here, it floats. It does not need to be planted. Here in Ohio, this is considered a tropical. You see these a lot of times down south because people will get too many of them. They're prolific. They throw them into the waterways to get rid of them because they don't want to throw them out, because you buy them at the beginning. Sorry, there's a bug. Buy them at the beginning of the year, and then you don't know what to do with all these extras towards the end of the year because they send out these little shoots. So I don't know, can you see this? There's a shoot going across, and then this is a new plant. And there's a shoot on this side, and then they just take over the waterways, and they're prolific. So don't throw them in lakes and rivers and streams. You give them to somebody, like break one off, give it to someone, or throw it out. I'm really sorry, but just don't put them in any sort of not saltwater lake, river, stream, because it will end up down south, and they have a huge problem with these. So be careful with the floaters. This part's great because it catches all sorts of little sediment in the water, so this takes up the nutrients, but it takes up the gunk. It's wonderful. And we have water lilies. See if I can grab one. Okay, so this is a nice big red water lily. See, nice, and it's got the red flowers hanging out right here. Flowers last for about 3 days. You want to be really careful because if you get a lily and you're like, oh, I want the flower, so it might have been growing in something that was 2 feet deep. Maybe your pond's 3 feet deep. When you buy it with the lily on it, not only does it pull nutrients away from the plant itself when you're transplanting it into another pond, and it stresses the plant out because it's trying to support that lily bloom, it might end up underwater. So I always suggest finding one that has a bud. See, like this nice little thing right here, this bud? This bud will be able to adjust to where the water is. Okay, so this is a water lily. This is a hardy lily. It's got a nice round leaf. Beautiful. It's got the pinkish undertone, which usually means it's a red type of lily. A white lily has just like a solid green leaf. Yellow usually has a lighter yellowish leaf plus like a little bit of red undertone on the underneath spot. Very cool. I always like fragrant lilies because when the wind blows you can smell the water lily. Okay, so those are a couple different types of plants, and then I'm going to do video on how to pot them. Okay, check back for that one.